There's a common theme that connects these practical, functional prints. We'll tear up the brand new build surface of our Cobra 3 as we print these multicolor mini trophies for our next summer camp. We'll design and use our Sovol Zero to print a dual-material nozzle adapter for our new Hotto vacuum pump to turn it into a practical vacuum bag air sucker. We'll take a few attempts to find the right design and material to print replacement connectors for this third-party battery strap for our Metal Quest. And after scanning our mechanical keyboard with the Creality Otter Light, we'll print a negative tilt palmrest from a surprisingly comfortable material. We'll see how long it will last, but one thing's for sure, this massive print would only fit on the new Sovol SVO8 Max. Did we pique your curiosity? What is the shared aspect of this project? Stay tuned to find out. I'm gerGO, and welcome to gerGO Print 3D, our YouTube channel where my little nephew Levi and I enjoy everything related to 3D printing and laser working. This week, it's 3D printing again, using new and older printers we've reviewed earlier. Thanks to the accurate, handmade subtitles, YouTube's audio dubbing works remarkably well in our newer videos. Feel free to check below whether your language is also supported. So, what is the connection? Well, it all started when our friends at Banggood sent us a huge selection of filament they sell. They asked us to log the very first things we print out of each roll. PTG, TPU, ABS+, silk, matte, high-speed and regular PLA. This sounded like a fun project, giving a peek into the life of someone who uses 3D printing on a daily basis. No special torture test, just the very first practical and sometimes surprising ideas that came to mind.
So, we have a box. And a few other boxes from Banggood.
Even as Levi was curiously tearing open boxes, we already started thinking about the possibilities with each. The first box contained a premium material that arrived separately. Levi doesn't know it, but this is the most expensive filament we've received to date. What is it? And is it worth the premium price?
This is a very beautiful white color. You can see it.
ABS.
Yeah, ABS plus.
Wow. On to the main bundle now, with the rest of the spools. Is it possible that the next material doesn't have a color?
Transparent.
Transparent, no color.
No color. PTG, it's a PTG, you can see right there.
What are we gonna print out of this?
So, let's continue with the B box. Silk copper.
Wow, that's a nice color.
And this is PLA.
It looks like metal.
Yeah, or bronze.
Like bronze, yeah.
What color is that?
At first glance, it didn't even look like blue.
You can see this is a very, very dark blue.
It's more like... Turned out it was matte blue PLA. That's going to be a nice color.
Yeah.
The gears started to turn in my head right away. You will see what we print out of it.
You can first see. What's it? Oh, it's purple.
Nice.
Yeah, simple purple.
And it also has a metallic shine, no?
No, this is just simple
Just
purple.
regular
Just look
purple.
at this. PLA.
Guess what we will print out of them?
Let's check the new box. It's TPU.
TPU.
Transparent red. Looks very good. You can see everything. This is my favorite so far. And the last box, I don't watch. What is it?
I'm
Wait.
not sure. It's
Oh,
some looks gray.
there, that's great. 1 kilogram gray.
Oh, it's a beautiful, beautiful spool. Look at it.
Yeah.
No, the other side.
Whoa.
HSPLA. That means
I don't know what is that.
It's written underneath. HS means
High speed.
high speed.
Whoa.
With Levi, off to summer camps, I got to work on our first project, inspired by his favorite filament from the unboxing, the transparent red TPU. For a long time, I've wanted to replace the huge vacuum cleaner we use for these filament vacuum bags in the printer room. With the arrival of this handy little vacuum pump from our friends at Hato, I only had to make a nozzle adapter for it. This is from the same company who sent us the Precision Snap Block tool sets. This pump is also very versatile, from cleaning printers to drying superglue, as you saw it in our SVO8 Max enclosure video, or even pumping air into this huge exercise ball to Levi's absolute delight. Links to Hato products and our 15-20% coupon codes are in the description. I quickly took measurements and designed the adapter in Fusion. For a good seal, the tip had to be a soft material. This G-Tech TPU from Banggood feels softer than the usual 95A. Regular viewers might remember us printing this brand of TPU before. Yes, the green variant in our Sovol Zero Q&A episode. The soft tip of the prototype turned out great, but TPU proved too soft for the other end to firmly lock onto the pump. This presented a puzzle. What material is soft enough for the nozzle and hard enough for the connector? The solution was to switch materials mid-print. PLA won't stick to TPU, but PTG does, creating a bond as strong as if it were a single material. So I unsealed the second filament from Banggood, this transparent PTG. When setting up the print in Orca Slicer, you can simply add a manual filament change on a single color printer. And of course, we can specify the two filaments to be different materials, PTG at the bottom and TPU on the upper half. The Sovol Zero did not disappoint, and this second iteration turned out perfectly. Since we added a dehumidifier to our tiny printer room, we no longer need to use bags for our regularly used PLAs, but we still do for more sensitive filaments. We've been running this experiment with the dehumidifier for over 3 months now, so we'll have a detailed follow-up video soon. Subscribe so you don't miss it. With that clever fix done, let's move on to a project that was all about raw strength. Did you know you can get branded Kiwi design accessories from AliExpress? Back in January, we got this battery strap for our MetaQuest. It's seen a lot of action, but the final straw that broke this little connector was me moving it between our Quest 2 and 3 too often. An easy replacement for someone with a 3D printer, right? Well, the original snap-fit design isn't ideal for 3D printing. My first instinct was to replace it with a threaded connection. I printed the prototype out of PLA just to check the sizes, not expecting it to last. Then, with the G-Tech ABS Plus we got from Banggood, I was ready to step up our game. We have many good enclosed options for printing ABS, but I keep going back to our Qidi Tech Q1 Pro. The K2 Plus also has a heated chamber, but the Q1's smaller volume is more efficient for tiny parts like these. More importantly, I have my venting solution worked out for the Q1 Pro, which is essential for safely printing with ABS. You can check out that venting design and our overall opinion in the dedicated playlist about this printer. So I printed the parts from the premium G-Tech ABS Plus. It fitted perfectly. G-Tech must have done something special to this filament, as regular ABS would normally shrink compared to PLA. It held out longer, but still snapped at the same point. Layer adhesion in itself will just not be strong enough. The design needed an upgrade. Space for a heatset insert and an M4 screw. I used the stealth press to add these inserts. Convenient, but not strictly necessary. Still, if you want to make your own, be sure to watch my video on that project. The fit is still perfect, and the hold is now surely stronger even than the original. From high-strength parts, our next project was purely for fun. But it came with its own drama. Before we get into it, please hit that like button below if you are enjoying this video, and thank you if you have. We needed some fun multicolored trophies for the summer camp where both Levi and I are going. This felt like a great way to test a few of the G-Tech filaments from Banggood. For the trophy itself, we used the shiny copper silk PLA that looks a little bit like gold. For the base, we used the gray high-speed PLA, and for the inscription, the purple PLA. We loaded all of these into the ACE unit of the Kobra 3. Regular viewers might have already noticed the obvious change here. Yes, the build plate. Poor bed adhesion was my only real complaint with this printer, so we had high hopes for this light blue BTT Cryogrip plate we ordered from AliExpress. The print itself was flawless. I wish our Creality printers handled color changes this reliably, but the real story happened afterwards. Let's just say we managed to swing to the other extreme. The first layer adhesion on the Cryogrip was a little too good. It held the print and the perch tower perfectly, but took a small chunk out of the new surface when I removed one of the trophies. I probably should have waited a bit longer for the surface to cool, but I suspect there was a defect in the coating as the grippy layer came off in one continuous chunk. A gut-wrenching feeling to damage a new plate on the very first use, but it probably doesn't affect usability. Besides, it is double-sided, so we still have an unblemished side. Are you keeping track? We've used TPU, PETG, AVS Plus, and 3 of the PLAs. Which one is left? The best material for the last first sprint, where we tackled something bigger in scale and effort. I've always been a natural keyboard enthusiast. Regular keyboards just tilt the wrong way, forcing our wrists into torturous positions. After using Microsoft ergonomic keyboards for years, Levi got me to try a mechanical one, and I couldn't go back to membrane. He's delighted with his Red Dragon K630, and I found this Fecker Alice 98 split layout for myself, both from AliExpress at very competitive prices. It's split, which is great, but it's still tilted the wrong way. With access to the SVO8 Max's massive build area, it finally became possible to print my own negative tilt Palmrest for this 470mm white keyboard. Geekbuying.com sent us the Creality Otterlight just in time to 3D scan the keyboard. I then used Autodesk Fusion to mold the perfect shape, subtracting the tilted keyboard model out of it. After a rough PETG prototype to fine-tune the angles and fit, I was ready for the final design to print. Did you remember correctly? That beautiful dark matte blue PLA was the last sealed filament from our Banggood set. It has a smooth, soft, silky surface. I didn't want flexible TPU or shiny plastics that can get stuffy. The soft matte surface of this PLA is the perfect touch, and the dark blue color matches my one-piece desk mat, another amazing AliExpress find. I sliced the final version for the 0.6mm nozzle we now have in our SVO8 Max, using variable layer height for a smooth curve on the top and variable infill density to save on filament and printing time. Still, the layer lines give it a nice grip, and it couldn't be more perfect. My only slight concern is durability. We'll have to see how long this matte PLA holds up under daily use. It could be months, it could be years, but I promise I'll let you know when I finally need to reprint it. Place your bets in the comments below. Now, the real star of this project was the Creality Otterlight scanner we got from geekbuying.com. We're working on a full in-depth review covering the entire scanning and design process. If you want to see how we went from a physical keyboard to a perfectly fitted 3D print, make sure to subscribe. We are very grateful to Banggood for providing us with all these special filaments. They all prove to be indeed high quality and printed well on our various 3D printers. They've provided links for our viewers in the description below. If you invest time and effort into your 3D prints, why not invest in premium materials as well? You can support our channel by using those links. Are you interested in designing functional prints like these? Find a bunch of our similar projects in this playlist. Want to hear our opinion of the printers we use? This other playlist includes all our reviews, all to help you go print 3D. Thank you for watching yet another gerGO Print 3D video all the way to the end. Stay creative.